Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And a heavyweight news mashup video today, starting with Anthony Joshua, who's deep into his training camp for his fight with Andy Ruisz Jr., the rematch in Saudi Arabia on December 7th. So Joshua has brought in a number of sparring partners for this camp, and another is now known, with Albon Pervizaj, a German prospect who's currently 12-0, posting to his social media that he was in camp with Joshua. So you can see here on screen the photo of Joshua and Pervizaj. So Pervizaj himself has good skills, good fundamentals overall, good speed, and he has said in this post, "I didn't came this far to be part of it. I want to take over. Thank you for the good rounds, Anthony Joshua. Wish us both the win for our next fights," and then followed by a number of hashtags. So Pervizaj, he's a decent guy to bring in for some sparring. Not the only German prospect that's actually been in camp with Joshua. Another one, Hussein Mohammed, also 12-0, was in camp earlier this month with Anthony Joshua. Also, Timothy Moten, a US prospect, has been in camp, and as we know, Derek Chisora is going to be working with Anthony Joshua as well. And there will be others who will come into camp. Some of them we won't know about unless they do what Pervizaj has done here and post to social media. Sometimes we're none the wiser till well after the fact. Moving on, the Boxing Voice is reporting that Oscar Rivas has told them he'll be fighting again on the Andy Ruisz Jr. and Anthony Joshua card on December 7th. And in the past 24 hours, news has emerged that Rivas has been pursued by two promotional outfits, one being Top Rank and the other being Matchroom. But this news from the Boxing Voice would actually sort of signal potentially that he is going to be joining Matchroom and DAZN. So we'll have to see what happens there. But in terms of what the Montreal Journal had reported earlier, this is before the boxing news, they had reported Top Rank Vice President Carl Moretti saying that he was aware of Hearn's offer to Rivas. It's part of the boxing business. It's up to Oscar and his team to make the decision. If he decides not to take our offer, it would be more difficult to offer him a fight against Fury. So we shall see what happens there, but it would appear on the surface, given some of this latest reporting by the Boxing Voice, that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom have the inside track on getting Oscar Rivas to join their stable on a co-promotional arrangement. He is currently promoted by Yvonne Michel. Andy Ruisz Jr. has revealed that he turned down an offer to go fight in the WWE, so he won't be following in the footsteps of Tyson Fury just yet. So he said, "They invited me to go a while back when I won the title. They invited me to go over there and check it out. But you know what? Boxing is my life, so this is the only thing I know how to do besides being with my family. I'm going to stick to boxing and accomplish more, and maybe down the line we'll look for something else to do." And of his rematch with Anthony Joshua, he said he's going to try and win by points, especially since he's going to be running around. "My job is to cut the ring, and that's exactly what we've been training for. I don't really worry what he's doing, we have to worry about what we're doing. He has to train hard. I feel that he has more pressure than I do. I just have to do what I do and just let my hands go and focus." It's been confirmed that heavyweight contender and IBF mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev will face Rydell Booker on November 9th on ESPN+. So it had been reported before, but it's now official. And here is the press release on screen, the promo poster. So it says the Pulev-Booker fight will serve as the co-feature to the Jamil Herring-Lamont Roach WBO Junior Lightweight World Title bout, and both fights will be streamed on ESPN, yada yada yada. So Bob Arum says Kubrat is ready to fight for a heavyweight title today, but he has one final test before that can become a reality. He is motivated to knock out Booker and get ready for his title shot in early 2020. This fight with Rydell Booker is very important because of what's at stake, Pulev said. "Everything is on the line. I'm the top contender in the heavyweight division, and I'm the mandatory challenger for the winner of the Andy Ruisz Jr. Anthony Joshua rematch. I want the winner. It doesn't matter who." And then Booker says, "It's a big deal for me. This is a chance for me to show everyone that I still have it. I haven't missed a beat. The opportunity couldn't have come at a better time. I was in camp with Alexander Usyk for 6 weeks before I got the fight. The numbers made sense, so I jumped at the opportunity." And you may recall Rydell Booker fought Jermaine Franklin, the American heavyweight prospect, earlier this year, and he lost a decision to him. My thoughts on this fight is it's basically activity for Kubrat Pulev. And Booker, while he is a good boxer, decent counterpuncher, he's a bit long in the tooth now, 38 years old. I think he's probably sort of missed the boat, even though Pulev himself is only 38 years old. I think, recent performances have shown Kubrat Pulev is a cut above where Booker is, and I do expect him to get the win, more likely by decision rather than knockout, but we'll have to see what happens. But Booker could make it tricky for him, but I do think Kubrat Pulev will come through this relatively comfortably enough, and then on to a fight with the winner of the Andy Ruisz Jr. and Anthony Joshua rematch. He has to have a shot before the end of May 2020. Interesting times in the heavyweight division. Pulev, this is activity, but he will be due a shot in 2020 should he get through this. And rounding out this heavyweight news mashup video, Ivica Bacurin has been banned for 4 years by UK anti-doping. So UKAD caught him for a multitude of substances in his system following his fight with Joyce on June 15th, 2018. So you can see here on screen there's a whole bunch of substances here. So they had 4 prohibited substances in that initial test, and then it goes on to detail some others. There was some abnormally high testosterone to epitestosterone ratio. So an A sample underwent further analysis, turned up adverse analytical finding for other things. So you can see here, I'm not going to go through them. Some of those I just can't really pronounce. But UKAD goes on to say, this is another example of an athlete taking a cocktail of banned substances, something we're seeing increasingly often. Taking even one banned substance is concerning enough, but when multiple drugs are involved, there can be significant health implications. So he is banned through until September 2022. And just for clarity, so that ban is in the United Kingdom. They can't really sort of do much outside of the UK. So Bacurin, he might just look at this and not really be bothered. He may just say, I'm not going to fight in the UK anymore. I'll just go elsewhere. But going back to that fight between Bacurin and Joyce, certainly didn't look like he had a whole bunch of substances in his system, because it was a very poor effort. It actually looked to me like he took a dive. His hair got ruffled a little bit, and all of a sudden he was on the canvas, and he looked like to be hamming it up, at least in my eyes. I thought that was a dive from Bacurin. But what do you make of this? Bacurin caught with multiple substances in his system. Is the ban adequate? Should he be, should these bans extend to other parts of the world, other jurisdictions? Because clearly he was on something, a lot of something, for that fight with Joyce. But what do you make of this ban that's been handed down by UKAD? Let me know. Drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.